Welcome in to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. Let's get rock hard. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another edition of Rock Hard Ball. It's the Season 2 debut as we get going past football season and moving forward into the other sports that exist in life. We got college basketball talk tonight, maybe getting some MLB as well. Don't know if we're going to really talk any NBA. There's not really a whole lot going on there. Nope. Might be a couple of football lines we can maybe touch on that came out recently. Mainly, like maybe briefly discuss like the Rodgers-Jets era officially ending. That's donezo. But thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the socials at Rock Hard Ball or at Rock Hard Ball Pod on virtually every social media platform. They're scrolling across the bottom there as well if you need. So check them out. Other than that, we are brought to you by the Dogs Media Network at College Ball Dogs. So check out collegeballdogs.com as well. Lots of good stuff happening over there. But other than that, that's kind of all the house cleaning stuff we have. So right off the bat, where do you guys want to start? Do you want to hit the Rodgers thing quickly? Or
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so those who don't know, I feel like, again, most people who probably watch the show are pretty in tune with sports. But Aaron Rodgers will officially not be back with the Jets next year. It was kind of heading towards that way for a while. Fairly expected, I think, on a lot of levels. But now the Jets have officially released a statement saying that Aaron Rodgers will not be returning to the team next year. It's not because he refused to stop going on the Pat McAfee show, as was once reported. They made that pretty clear. But they just decided that the future of the organization would be better off without the presence of the future Hall of Famer. So that now leaves the Jets quarterbackless. They will have to find some type of option to go with here heading into next season. And now Aaron Rodgers, at the age of 39 or 40, I think, is looking for a new team once again for the second time in like the last 3 years. So two different avenues we can look at here. One, what do the Jets do? Where do they go with it? And two, Rodgers sounds like he still wants to play. Don't necessarily think he's going to hand it up, but if there's not the right situation out there, then I feel it kind of hard to believe that he comes and plays for a team that he feels like he has no chance of winning with. So I don't know. I'll kind of open up the floor, I guess. What do you guys think on, I guess, either front?
What do the Jets do? I have no clue. What are they thinking again?
I want to say they're top 5, aren't they?
Should be. They won 3 games last year. Got to figure that out first.
I want to say they're pretty high.
Oh,
not top 5, 7.
7. Okay. It's risky business then. Again, none of us really thought that quarterbacks would go as like they did last year. They did. So if it's one of those situations, I don't do you try to bring Sam Darnold back?
Yeah, I don't know about Darnold necessarily, but the easiest and most logical move, I think, is bringing in a veteran guy who bridges for a year or two. And then, I don't know if, do you, because who's supposed to be third quarterback off the board this year? Is there a definitive one, or is that kind of up in the air still?
No, it's, no.
Because I'm trying to think. I don't even know who.
Go to quarterback because obviously you have Ward, Shador, or whatever.
PFF says Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, Dylan Gabriel 3, Milroe 4, Will Howard 5. And according to this, they think there's a big drop off, obviously from 2 to 3, and then they think Milroe and Gabriel are very close.
That surprises me. I think if you look at what happened this year, I think you like Dylan Gabriel more. You look at
with Bo Nix.
Yeah. Look at a guy who was old, transferred, wasn't viewed as a great quarterback in college and more was in a great system. And then you look at what he's been doing in Denver. I think that kind of has to prompt up Gabriel, right?
Yeah, I would think so. The one difference I would say in the two situations was Denver drafted Bo Nix with the intention of playing him right away, whereas I feel like the Jets, do you think Gabriel's that close to Nix where it's you're going to draft him and you're planning to put him out there game one? Because if you do sign a veteran guy that you're going to bridge with, then I don't know if Gabriel's the right move because he's so old, which is why everybody was why the hell did the Falcons draft Penix last year? Because it was he was the guy who was he's pro ready. His ceiling's just a little lower. But I don't know, Kelly, you got any thoughts there? Or?
I'm trying to think of free agents. Is Garoppolo?
Yeah, Jimmy G's kind of been the guy.
That'd be a good.
I don't get at all why a team would make that move.
Or play up.
Like Gardner Minshew,
Russell Wilson, and I believe Fields are both free agents. I think did the Steelers say they were not bringing back either of them?
I think
Or was it just Wilson? Russ, okay. Yeah, I don't know who else is.
Well, who's on their depth chart? Because you got Jordan Travis.
Dude, I couldn't tell you who's.
Know where the hell they
whoever's on the depth chart. That's you're looking at.
Yeah, Jordan Travis, the FSU guy.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know what the hell happened.
Kirk O'Chains?
Blew his knee.
Kirk O'Chains? Because I think everything points towards he's getting cut, right?
Yeah.
They're going to eat that money?
I mean, if you're the Jets, you don't look at him almost identical to Aaron Rodgers, old guy with a blown Achilles.
Also,
it's the same person.
Kellen Moore, it's another thing we didn't really hit, I guess, on Monday, which was kind of weird. They announced him as the head coach of the Saints like the night before the Super Bowl, which is kind of a weird thing to do to a team that's playing in the Super Bowl the next day, saying like, hey, your offensive coordinator's leaving after this game, which I'm sure the team probably knew anyways, but still kind of weird time for the announcement. But anyways, what I was getting to is he did say today also, like, didn't outright say it, but he was non-committal to Derek Carr. So he could be another like cut option that will be hitting the market. So that's a maybe as well.
I lean towards the Jets just signing somebody like who we just mentioned. I don't think they go quarterback at 7. I think it's too weak of a draft to go quarterback at 7.
Especially
like if you're going to reach a Gabriel.
Assuming that Milroe or Gabriel falls to you like second round, you take them then.
Yes.
Because that's the other thing. I feel like the mock drafts have been all over the place with where they think those other quarterbacks are going to go.
Like I could see,
like I've seen some where like they have them going like they have like 3 or 4 in like the top 15, and then there's other ones that have those third and fourth quarterbacks falling to day 2. So I don't know where they're actually going to go.
I mean, here for the Jets though, like why would you not bring in a veteran for a year if you can get like Jackson Dart in the 3rd round? I'd be willing to make that move. I don't know. Weird situation. In terms of Aaron Rodgers, part of me thinks he just retires.
Do you think he's done?
You think like where's he? I mean, obviously the funniest thing that I think everybody's hoping for is he goes to Minnesota just to complete the arc.
Yeah, it would be the arc would be there. Yes, it would be funny.
I lean towards he gives up. Like who's even other teams that would be like? I've said them all off season just because they seem like a team big enough for it to make moves and not really give a fuck. Would be like Vegas. You'd bring eyes.
Yeah, but then there's the Rodgers part of it where it's like, does he want to go there? Because like he's gonna want to go somewhere he can win, right? There's no way he.
Signed with the Jets.
Huh?
Signed with the Jets.
At the time, we thought the Jets had a good roster. They were coming off like a 7 or 8 win season with one of the best young defenses in the NFL.
Okay, what team? Then there's only one answer then, right? It's Minnesota. What other team is like at the level?
Yeah, I'm looking at just the teams right now to see who's
quarterback.
So like have JJ sit another year, just give him year 3.
Yeah, or seek a trade. Which
I
always think it's stupid to take a quarterback top 10 and then trade him for what you got.
They're not like super close roster wise, but like, does Indianapolis think about it?
Oh, that's actually what I was thinking of. I think they're thinking. I don't think they would do it.
Does Pittsburgh take another swing on an old quarterback?
Pittsburgh would be another one that's there.
That'd be fun.
I don't know.
That'd be fun.
I don't know. At some point, like, hey, Mike Tomlin's been there, done that.
I don't think anybody in the NFC other than Minnesota does. Looking at I've seen people throw out like, oh, he stays in New York and goes to the Giants. He's not going to want to go to the Giants. No one wants to go to the Giants. He could go to Miami, just assuming that Tua breaks his head again.
Yeah,
likely.
Unfortunately likely, yeah.
And that's it, right?
Yeah, probably.
And I think half of those teams would say no to him. More than half, probably.
I mean, he's fucking horrible. He still threw like
the biggest thing with the Vikings is how confident are they in JJ like handing the reins right now? Like, because I feel like after this year, even though I'm not really 100% sure if they're there yet, I think they think that they have like a championship roster. So it's like, do you feel comfortable enough in the guy who's coming off of an ACL tear who hasn't played in NFL. Okay, same thing,
Not really.
kind of.
Not even close.
He was out for the season.
That was a precautionary thing. By the way.
Okay, yeah, but still, he's still a second-year guy coming off of a torn ligament in his leg, and is never played an NFL game before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you're ready to roll him out there if you're legitimately think that you can like somehow win like a last-ditch like effort.
Okay, but though I can counter that with the fact that does Minnesota maybe look inside internally and say like we went 14-3 and like it still didn't feel like our division. It's not like they're a quarterback away from a Super Bowl.
No,
They got beat twice by Detroit, once horrifically. Toss-up games against Green Bay, which you easily could have lost both of those. It's like even with like, so I don't think you sit here though and say we're still real contenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got somebody looking.
Yeah, he's trying
What
to.
was he doing?
He's looking for his comment, I think, that he made, but
He'll love
it's
it.
not coming through yet. So
But
maybe you said something inappropriate. It's not coming through.
You get what I'm saying.
No, I think if you're the Vikings are smart, you go fully like development mode right now.
Yeah.
But
Also, Aaron Rodgers,
sometimes they're not.
Like Aaron Rodgers is probably viewed as a drop off of Sam Darnold after last year. No, I guess money wise, probably like I don't know. I just don't see Minnesota doing it, but it would be very funny.
Mhm.
And like looking at it, it's like the one that kind of does make the most sense to like just the human fan like but I don't know. I think he retires. I don't think he gets a legitimate chance to play football for a good team. I think he goes on darkness retreat for the rest of his life. We never hear from him again.
See, he's a weird one though, because like he does that shit, but then at the same time, like he loves going to like Pat McAfee and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm very interested to see how loud he'll be, or like how involved in like the media and stuff like that he will be when he does hang it up and stops playing. That'll be interesting to see for
I
sure.
think he'll do like his own like Joe Rogan. But instead of Joe Rogan talking to like everybody, he'll just talk to like Neil deGrasse Tyson like 3 times a week, and then just some like psychedelic drug guy, and then
Yeah.
just talk for ages.
Yeah, whereas like Rogan brings one of those guys in like once a month. It's like, oh, well, like this guy's like interesting. Like, don't want to hear this every day though.
Yeah,
Then
I don't need to hear like the side effect mushrooms do to your
Yeah.
frontal lobe. It's like that's all it'll be.
Yeah. Outside of that, I don't think that there's really anything else for NFL news. Like I said, Kellen Moore, we never really talked about, got hired as the Saints head coach. I don't know. I mean, he's been a good coordinator now for a few years. It feels like I feel like I've always kind of had like a negative outlook on Kellen Moore just because like I tie him to like those Cowboy teams that just always shit the bed.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's probably more on the McCarthy rather than him. But I guess good for him for getting a shot. Yeah, I think that's probably it for the NFL. Again, as draft talk and stuff happens, free agent signings happen, we'll discuss them, but we are going to shift focus here a little bit.
I mean, I would also
we go
imagine
forward.
we'll put out on either TikTok or Twitter like a Rock Hard Ball full mock draft.
Yeah,
By
we could
full,
do
I
that.
mean, not 7 rounds, but
Yeah, like the
we'll
first
do, like,
round.
Our first round, where the 3 of us will collab and create a mocky.
Yep. Yeah, we could do that for sure.
If we beat like PFFs, like that would be so good.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I mean,
we could do it.
PFF has numbies, so it's all about the numbies over at PFF. Who graded the highest? This team will pick them. Yeah, I don't know. PFF's useful sometimes, but I hate the nerds who like live by PFF. Dorks.
Actually, you run graded out.
Yeah, yeah. It's like actually this third string D tackle from the Bengals is better than Aaron Donald because he graded out better. Yeah, shut up. You guys want to go college basketball or where are we moving? Speaking of college basketball, we got the Nebraska Maryland game on right now. Nebraska ball is, yeah, I think so. We're not going to talk about the best conference in America at everything.
Are you saying it's SEC?
It's not.
No, the best conference at everything.
Oh, Big Ten.
The MAC.
No, the SEC.
Oh, well, that's right.
They're better than you at everything.
Okay.
Yeah, just want to let you
They
know.
actually are the best college basketball.
They are the best college basketball conference. They were not
That's
the
what happens
best.
when you get dethroned in football.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, but have you seen the whole Kentucky coach? SEC, every team just goes 500 in conference play.
Yeah,
And then it's just. I mean, it's
Well,
fucking
I saw the announcer
I mean, it's
that
so
guy
true.
got by it.
Yeah.
I think it was. I don't remember what announcer it was, but yeah, he was like, yeah, SEC, like they just beat up on each other. Like they're 500 in conference play. It's like so is every other conference. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There's a winner and there's a loser.
Yeah, I didn't realize Mark Pope said it too.
No, that shit was unbelievable.
I don't know. Where do we want to start here? I guess because we've talked no basketball, so like
give you an outlook on who who we think is legitimate chances to. Let's go. Do we want to just pick Big Ten like right now and who can win the Big Ten championship?
We could do all the conferences if you want.
I don't know if I could.
Okay.
I could. Okay, let's do.
Okay, so we can go through it and take a look. So let's start with the Big Ten. I feel like that's where we're going to all be the most familiar. As of good,
yeah,
good.
Michigan's number 1 right now, but I'm gonna be honest. I think we're gonna beat them next week. So I don't know if they're gonna.
You gonna really say that to Weez when he's decked out in his Michigan gear now?
I don't know.
That's our only upside.
No, I don't hate to take it all. Like Michigan's not played great on the road.
Nebraska's really good at home.
They're undefeated. Yeah, they're kind of the same team.
That's my big thing.
No, I would not be surprised in the slightest if Michigan dropped that game. That's like it's so cliche because we hear it every fucking year how the Big Ten beats up on each other, and that's why they don't perform well in the tournament. But there's kind of some truth to it. Like the Big Ten's very heavy. That's why you see teams like Indiana beat Michigan State the other day. Why Michigan will drop a game to Minnesota. But no, like who do we think are? Who would you say are the top 4 clear-cut top 4 teams? Because I think there's a pretty easy
in basketball.
Yeah,
I think it's the 4 that are leading the conference right now.
It's Auburn, Duke.
All right, are we talking conference or the nation?
Conference.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's the top 4 now. It's Michigan, Purdue, Michigan State, and Wisconsin.
I think I would drop Wisconsin.
Yeah, I don't like Wisconsin. If Maryland pulls through against us this game, yeah, I'd say Maryland. They got a really good team.
I don't know if I put. I think Illinois is still great. I think they've had a really tough schedule.
UCLA has also played really good against top teams.
Yeah,
they've been crazy this year. But
they've also just dropped some really dumb games though, which.
When Purdue's playing their best, I think
they're the best team in the conference. Yes.
I don't like. Michigan State's also an interesting one to me because they were 6th in the nation. They hadn't lost a Big Ten game. But then, you looked at who they were playing. I think they played the first 7 games were against the bottom 7 teams. Have they lost 3 of their last 4? Is that the stat? Or
they've
last 3?
Their streak just says 1 loss. I don't know.
They lost at home to Indiana, which is a brutal loss.
Yeah, that's a really bad one.
Then
it's really annoying. They don't have a last 10 stat on here, which.
Press Michigan State. I think they're 3.
Just look at this video.
They're 3 and.
Yeah, 1 and 3 in their last 4.
So they came out as the top team in the Big Ten. I think they're at this point. I think they're clearly behind Michigan and Purdue.
Yeah.
I don't know how much Michigan State ball you've watched. They can't shoot.
No, they can't.
They're bigger and athletic than everybody, but their shooting really struggles.
They just have size. Yeah. Most of the guys at Rock has are 7 feet. That's it.
So.
Michigan State's best win technically on paper too does not look nearly as good as it did at the time because they beat at the time 12th in the country North Carolina, who is ass.
Horrible. Oh my god.
So that doesn't look very good. They lost to Kansas, Memphis, and then obviously the recent ones as well. But they do have the ranked win over Illinois though as well. So let's talk I guess from the Big Ten. So we obviously said Purdue when playing their best team in the conference. We said who we think will probably win it. Then what about we get tournament time? Who do you think is the best built to make a run in the tournament? If that makes because that the best team isn't necessarily always the best built for a tournament run. The last few years.
That's why I'm kind of counting on Michigan State. If you're a team that struggles to shoot the ball on a daily basis, and if you have one really ugly shooting performance in March, that's you'll get bounced. So I'll go Purdue. Yeah, I want to say Michigan. I think they when they're playing their best, they are very tough, but they turn the ball over 22 times a game, which in March your turnover problem that's going to bite your ass. I'll go Purdue, but not confidently.
I think the other thing that Purdue is going for them that's been not there's not actually a stat per se for it because it's still somewhat objective, but it's about as close as scientifically proven as you can get that if you have good experienced guards in March, you do well. And Purdue has one of if not the best guard combos in the country in terms of experience and talent. So that goes a long way, I think, as well.
But then I flip that and say, when was the last time Purdue didn't have a really solid kind of the offensive like play through big man. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
They've had a 7-footer who they play off.
Probably their last
entire year.
their last best tournament run was the Carson Edwards Purdue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally just Carson Edwards' team.
Yeah,
they didn't really have anyone.
2016? No, 2017.
Was it?
2016.
I was gonna say 17. I was gonna say 17 or 18.
So it was 17. Yeah, it's weird to see a Purdue basketball team without, the typical 7'2" freak.
I mean, they still have what's his name, Kaufman Wren or something. Yeah. I mean, he's good. He's just not ginormous. So,
They got some 7-footers.
So what are some sneaky teams that can go on runs here?
in the Big Ten,
Nebraska is,
I think Nebraska. Yeah. The problem is, yeah, they've never won a March Madness
the other
game.
problem is
but-
they're not allowed. You can't play, tournament games at home.
Yeah, that was the problem last year. Couldn't play tournament games at home.
So,
I think again, it's kind of the same logic I just used for Purdue, but like the one thing that I think Nebraska has going for them more than they've had, last year is like Bryce Williams is like a bona fide, like good, like great national player.
Yeah.
And he wasn't that last year. The team hasn't had one probably ever, like in terms of just at the college level for how good Bryce Williams is right now.
Yeah.
So I think that makes a big difference. Like Jawan Gary's also played really good as of late. He's a very experienced player who, brings some good juice for Nebraska. So I think they definitely have a better chance to win a tournament game this year than they did last year. I think last year was just kind of like to get the monkey off the back, get back to the tournament. So now you've been there, you've experienced, being in the tournament. So now, yeah, I think at this point this year, it's like a letdown to Nebraska fans if they don't win a tournament game.
Yeah.
So,
my pick's going to be Oregon. They're like really, really struggling right now. I think they've dropped like 5 of their last 6.
Yeah,
Like you watch them play, they're in every single game against the best teams of the best. And like we just hit on with Purdue, like their 2 best players are their guards who can get a bucket whenever they want, don't really turn the ball over. Like you said, that's a recipe for success in March. So I think if Oregon can get things going again, I think they're already safely in the tournament. Unless they really free fall, because they already have some key
I think
wins.
they usually say if you have a couple key wins and then the Big Ten conference as a whole, the one that they keep saying in Nebraska is 20 they're a lock, 19 they should be in. Oregon's at 17. I'd have to assume that means they're
But
pretty
I
close
also
too.
think Oregon's in because I could be wrong on this. I'm pretty sure I saw the stat. I think Oregon actually has the most quad 1 wins in the conference already.
They might. I don't know.
Their out of conference schedule was kind of difficult, and they were able to pick up a bunch of wins during it. I don't know where they'd be in that, but Oregon's going to be my pick for a team that can make a deep one. We're all forgetting about them. They've lost a lot of games in a row recently. You got one?
I would go with probably UCLA.
Oregon is
Really
tied.
like UCLA.
Sorry, I'll just throw in there quick. Oregon is tied for the most quad 1 wins in the Big Ten with Purdue and Illinois. So
I do like Illinois also.
they're currently 34 in the net.
Because Illinois did.
What are the other Big Ten teams in the net? Like those
So,
good ones.
Yeah, so Purdue's 8, Illinois is 12, Wisconsin 16, Michigan 17, Maryland is 18, Michigan State's 24, UCLA
Really just like Michigan State.
UCLA 25, Ohio State 26, Oregon 34, and then Nebraska 47, and then everybody else is below 50.
That's stacked though.
Yeah,
There's a
so
lot of teams
I mean,
32.
like, do we assume everybody over the current 50 line is probably going to get in?
Yeah, I would imagine.
So that's 10 teams.
Yeah, we should have 10.
Yeah, that's 10. Is there anybody else that you can see somehow
Actually,
sneaking
no,
in?
I'm gonna count out 2. It's like right now, Nebraska
You think only like
would be
8?
my out, but I also think they have a chance to obviously you pick up a win against Michigan. That's huge.
If they win tonight, that's big.
If they win
quad
tonight
1.
and win against Michigan, I'll safely move them into they're going to make the tournament.
Yeah.
But right now at 40, 50, something like that. Like you got to think about all the auto bids too.
Yeah,
I'd rule them out.
they're. I think actually Bracketology.
Right?
I think Bracketology has moved them safely in. Actually,
Okay. Yeah, I did see,
we're 10.
they were
We're 10 or 9.
last 4 buys or whatever.
Yeah.
we'll see here. Because if they're not, because they're at the very least. Is this? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last 4 buys right now. So just keep winning, basically. Looking at the rest of their schedule, though, I think that's the big advantage that Nebraska has right now. I guess, yeah, that's DeCourcy of Big Ten Network has them as a 10 seed right now. As far as the rest of their schedule goes, though, obviously beating Maryland and Michigan would be huge. But outside of that, they played Northwestern, Penn State, Minnesota, Ohio State, and Iowa. So I mean, at the same time, though,
Northwestern is a scrappy ass team.
they're
It's one of
scrappy.
those-
They're
it's one
always
of those
scrappy.
teams I wish, because they started off really fucking hot. I wish they stayed that way because they would have been such a fun tournament team to watch. Because it's all just like random ass white doctor dudes running around. And there's like 2 of them putting up 20 a game. Really
Yeah.
fun team.
And again, if they say they have to get to at least 3, I feel fairly confident they get there.
I also think it's safe to say, just watching obviously a lot of Big Ten basketball, I think there's only one team that like would be safe from like a first round exit for me, which would be Purdue.
Yeah.
I think every other team that we listed that's going to make this tournament, I think every single one of them is prone to potentially being like a 3-6 upset.
Yeah, because Purdue never loses in the first round when they shouldn't.
I know, like, that's like the argument, but like just watching them play, like,
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be overpowered.
Like we said, this isn't the same Purdue that we're used to.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
every other
completely
team
different
has
style.
flaws. Like I mentioned, Michigan turns the ball over amongst the best of them in the entire country. Michigan State can't shoot. Nebraska's bad at they were
Anywhere but home.
favored in the game, but you get what I'm saying. Though.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I do.
Purdue's the only one that like you look at them and say, okay, I don't see this team dropping to a 14 seed.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Kelly, any more thoughts on the Big Ten?
Kind of nailed on everything, yeah.
All right, do we want to go try and hit some other conferences? At least hit the major headlines. Probably won't be able to go as in depth on
Yeah, we can go like,
resumes and stuff,
SEC.
but all right, move to the SEC. Obviously the
Auburn's a wagon.
most stacked conference in America according to literally everybody. They have the top 3 teams in the nation right now and number 5 according to the AP. But I'll just list really quick every single team that's ranked in the conference. We have Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Missouri, Kentucky, and Mississippi State. They are all ranked right now in the top 25. So yes, conference is absolutely loaded right now. They're all stacking up good wins, stuff like that. So I think everybody in the nation agrees that Auburn is the best team in the conference right now, and I think there's a lot of like talk right now that most people think like Auburn's kind of in a league of their own as far as
They
college
remind me of
basketball as a
last
whole
year's UConn,
goes right now. Yeah.
where it's just they're just beating the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, they're 22-2, 10-1 in their conference. Their only 2 losses all year have been quad ones. They have won every other game, so they're ridiculous right now. Alabama, obviously number 2 in the country right now. I think the biggest concern with them, by most people's accounts, is that they are an offensive wagon and they play super fast.
And
But
we
if
saw it
they
last year,
shoot
too.
bad,
Yes.
they have a bad shooting night. They're
They
fucked.
did go deep last year, but we saw it struggle. Like they are the epitome of the running gun team. You catch them round 1 in March where they can't hit a shot.
They're
They're
playing
gonna lose.
they're playing even faster this year than they
Yeah.
did last year.
Do you
Which is
watch how
crazy.
serious is Chucks?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Alabama's very like when Alabama's playing their best. They might actually be the best team in the country.
Mhm.
But then it's like you reverse it. You catch them on an off night, they're gonna be a pretty easy team to beat.
We do play Auburn in 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be a big game for sure.
1 versus 2, baby.
The other 2 top teams in the SEC, again, that I think people think are maybe a cut above the rest, but it's the 2 that are probably the most confusing, but also very good. Florida and Tennessee. What do you guys think on those 2 teams? I mean, they both
Weird to me.
beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And it's like,
it's really weird.
I don't know.
And the
That's
Bulls were number 1 in the country for quite a bit.
Yeah, that's
They were a
weird.
wagon
And
to start the
Florida's
year.
top
because
3.
they're weak ass schedule.
Yeah, but it's-
Tennessee
it's
to me
weird.
is the fraud amongst this group.
Yeah, it is tough.
They're led by Ziegler. You're 5'9". I just
5 foot.
I'm blanking on the transfer. They have another D3 transfer who's their best scorer, who is one hell of a shooter. I don't know. You just watch them against Auburn. They look outclassed, which I guess every team looks outclassed against Auburn. I don't know. This team just does not. They don't do it to me compared to the rest of the other teams.
Yeah,
I don't think they have the firepower that Tennessee, Florida, and Auburn does.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say that Tennessee doesn't have the firepower that Tennessee has?
I meant to say.
Yeah, okay.
I meant to say.
But yeah, that is a good point. Looking at like as I was
saying it, I knew I was fucked
The metrics obviously that everybody loves to use are the net and then the Ken Palm. Auburn, Alabama 1 and 2 on offensive rating. Florida's 4. Tennessee is 38. So their defense is legit. They're number 2, but if I remember correctly,
offense is so one-dimensional.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the one guy on like TikTok and like Instagram Reels, but he is super like knowledgeable about like March Madness and college basketball. I think it's Ryan Hammer. He's the guy who does like the statistical breakdowns on like these teams can win.
Yeah.
These teams are more like prone to lose early. If I remember correctly, there's more room for error in the defense on the Ken Palm, right? For like the whatever class you have to get into to have an actual like scientific chance to win the national title. So again, being low on, because I think offense, I want to say the number is 22. I think you have to be top 22 in offense to win, and I think it's like top 40 in defense. So Florida being 38, according to that, you can't win the title. So
I thought it was way lower than that. I thought it was like top 12 defense, top 16 offense. Like if you're in both of those categories, you have a chance to win.
I think they open it up a little bit more than that. I could be mistaken, but I could have swore that it's like those two numbers, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's for like something else. I don't know. I think it also like adjusts based on how far we are into the season. So maybe that's like at the whatever 6-week point you have to be at that point or something. I don't know. Anyways,
once the tournament actually starts, you have to be like top 12 defensively.
Yeah, maybe
top 20 offensively.
Could be. Other SEC teams that excite you at all that you think make a deep run? I mean, Kentucky, first year head coach.
Really worry me.
No. Especially Arkansas playing.
Texas A&M's fine.
I do like Arkansas. I see them doing a run.
Yeah, Arkansas is probably the most like.
It's fun.
I would say under the radar, but they're not because they have John Calipari as the head coach. So like everybody's still talking about them. But yeah, I would probably agree they're the number one that's like a little bit outside the rankings right now that makes a deep run. What about South Carolina? 0 conference wins.
Those Gamecocks.
No, I mean I think this.
It's also a weird team.
Like I think this is a more cookie cutter conference. Like I don't think like I say who do we think can make the best run? I'm gonna say Auburn.
Yeah,
pretty heavy title favorites right now. And then we just all hit it together. Like if there's gonna be a team to get upset in the first round, it's gonna be Tennessee. So
yeah.
How many teams do you think get in from the SEC? Because they currently have 14 in the top 50 of the net rankings. I don't remember what the number is of like, well, not that too, I guess could possibly be in play, but I know there's usually like there's a numerical like net ranking that like they usually say like you got to get above to get in. That's usually like about like roughly the cutoff.
Guess would be 48.
Something like that. Because do you guys remember how many conferences there are? Like how many auto bids there are off the top of your head?
No.
Because that's also confusing though too, because they like 4 16 seeds.
Yes.
And then there's obviously I don't know, but
maybe I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know how many they're projected to get in right now. I guess
you could probably scoop
it probably says. Yeah, or one of you guys could help once in a while.
He's doing good.
You're using that computer. Dick.
I'm kind of wondering how
SEC currently projected to have 13 teams in. Big Ten is they are projected to have 10.
What? Should be 11.
According to the latest bracketology from Lenardi, they are at 10.
Included in that 10. So.
They are.
Yeah.
So wait, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So okay, yeah, Nebraska is the last Big Ten team in. Which would make sense. I don't know who the 11th team would be if you did let in from the Big Ten.
They've had really bad losses.
USC. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They're none of those.
Nebraska's kind of like that last cut.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody else can get in past that. Go Big 12 next. They're the next, I guess, with most teams to get in. Go there. Mickey Mouse says Clyde. Why are they Mickey Mouse, Clyde?
Every team in the Big 12 is I'm sorry, like Iowa State, losers, Baylor, anyone could beat those guys. Like Big 12 used to be like
I have a take
there. They're all beatable.
I have a take too that like it's just from past March Madnesses.
Yeah.
That sounds so like stupid. It's just past tournaments. I will never, ever, ever bet on Houston to win a national title.
No,
I was just gonna say, I saw someone make
every time. They are defensively unbelievable. They are so offensively just inept to change a suit. Like if they get in any trouble, they don't have the skill or talent offensively to go on a run. Last year, it was great defensively. You relied on one guy to provide scoring. It didn't really work out. He got hurt. He was tired. I'll never bet on that team to win it all. I just don't think they can. They're just not. They just don't have that much firepower on offense.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and I think most of the country's in agreement because I saw some TikTok or something the other day where it's like, hey, like NFL fans, welcome to the college basketball season. Like this is what's going on. And it's like there's 4 teams that are cut above the rest, and I don't remember like who all they named for sure. I think it was Auburn, Alabama. I don't remember who the third one was. Duke. Yeah, Auburn, Alabama, Duke, and then they said Houston, and everybody in the comments ripped them apart for it because they're like, yeah, Houston is not like in that elite tier. They are ranked 6th in the country right now. They're 3rd in the net, but yes, I agree. I don't think Houston has it. Again, I'll give them a couple shout outs here. The Ryan Hammer guy, he does like the trapezoid of excellence. And Houston is Alabama is too, but Houston's grossly outside of it in terms of how slow they play. Like it's just it's not sustainable, which we've seen every single year. That being said, again, let's do the same thing we've done with every conference. Out of the teams here, who do you think has the best chance to make the run? I feel like the easy answer is probably just Kansas because like they still have one of the best players in the country. They have one of the arguably probably the best coach right now.
I'm gonna say no. I don't think Hunter Dickinson.
You can't do it.
Good enough.
Regular season monster. He doesn't provide enough to a team's offense, in my opinion. He's fine at getting his own bucket. That's fine. I thought it because obviously I've watched a lot of them, and I watched a lot of them once he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
It's drastic how like having him on the floor has to change your offense. The ball has to go through him. The spacing gets janky. I don't think the talent around him is nearly as good as hoped. You shit on them. I think when Iowa State is playing great basketball, they're an incredibly tough team to beat. I will take them together. I'll take them to go the farthest. And actually, I will take Kansas as my collapse team.
I would say the one other one who again seems to kind of fit metrics a little bit, but like just randomly like falls apart on just like a random Wednesday night. It seems like is Arizona, where it's like one night Caleb Love is the best college basketball player you've ever seen, and then the next night he is the worst college basketball player you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. So if he is hot during the NCAA tournament, I think Arizona can make a run. But if he is cold, then they're fucked, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's just a revived situation of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like look what happened when him and Davis got hot, and look what happened in the years when they weren't playing good basketball. Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with Caleb Love. Mm-hmm. I still don't know if that team's good enough outside of him to where even if he's just playing his best to go on a deep run.
Yeah. I honestly, I guess overall, I don't think anybody in the Big 12 is good enough, which Clyde said basically is Mickey Mouse Conference. Yeah, I don't think there's a Big 12 team that wins the title. So
you just hit ACC and then go to break.
Yeah, I say so. So yeah, ACC, the former kings of college basketball, are in a very bad down year. Duke is ridiculous. Duke is very, very good. They are. I think Duke is the second best team in the country right now. I don't think they're better than Alabama. But yeah, the only other ranked team in the conference right now is Clemson. Other conference leaders are Louisville, SMU, Wake Forest, North Carolina, Stanford. Carolina has climbed back into the bubble now, apparently. They're now on the first 4 outline. So Wake Forest last 4 in.
Okay. And I'm going to open up with my sneaky teams that I think can maybe make a run. Wake Forest is going to be on there. I think I've watched 2 of their games. We mentioned it with Purdue. They have 2 mature guards. And when they really home in on defense, like they can play with the best of them. The issue is a lot of times they take, mental breaks on defense, which is a problem. But out of just the dog shit conference with not many going to get in, I'll take Wake to be my surprise team that could win a few games. I win a few, like they're Wake Forest will not be representing the Elite 8. I can see that maybe winning a game or 2.
I don't even really have a dark horse here because I feel like Duke obviously is clearly very good. I think Clemson will perform about as people expect them to. Like, I think they'll get in as probably a 4 or 5 seed, something like that. And they'll probably win a game or 2. but like I don't see them making a deep run. I also don't see them like losing out early. But everybody else in the conference, I don't really know what the hell's going to happen. Like, I feel like it's really kind of wide open. So who knows?
Flag is great.
Yes, Duke is very, very good, but I don't know. I feel like we don't really have to spend a lot of time. I think everybody in the country knows how good Duke is this year. Like that's about all.
We are forgetting Big Conference.
Big East, yeah. We'll do that too.
Kind of a clusterfuck.
It is.
It is
It is
clusterfuck.
also equally probably like that's actually it's pretty spot on with the Big 12 is.
I don't think
Every
they're as
team
fraudulent.
Every team could lose in the Big East. The Big East is, like, or once was the powerhouse of basketball, but UConn.
I still trust their top four a lot more than I trust the top four overall in the Big 12.
Yeah, it'll be. I mean, they'll be a
I will
good.
never
March
discredit
Madness team.
UConn in March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they'll be good. They'll be good. Just regular season, no.
Creighton scares me in terms of
Creighton's
what do I have here?
Yeah,
It's like, okay, is Ashworth hitting shots he shouldn't hit?
yeah,
Are they finally going to use? Are they utilizing their best player in Kolkbrenner?
yeah. I think
They go on weird. They drop 3 in a row. That sucks, and they win 9. It's. I don't know what I have with them. And then St. John's the same thing.
St. John's weird.
I
They look.
I think they're really good. They're going to be the team that I picked to go far.
Yeah, that's
the absolute legend of a coach who loves cocaine and hookers.
Mm-hmm.
And St. John's impresses me.
I'd say St. John's the best takeaway. I don't like Marquette at all.
No, never
Marquette's
have.
not a great team. Very overrated.
Shaka Smart is maybe the most overrated coach in college basketball. Could we maybe put a spell on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I think you guys kind of hit it. I do think have the most confidence in St. John's. Creighton, Marquette both have their issues, and like you said, yeah, UConn's like you're the back-to-back national champions. I'm not gonna just discredit you by any means. So, all right, that probably does it for all the major conferences, right?
Yep.
I don't really think there's anything else worth hitting. So that being said, we'll go to break here quick. And then when we come back from break, we will. I don't know. Do you want to still try and get some baseball in tonight? I mean, we're kind of close to an hour. Should we just go bets, Kelly's rankings? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we'll go to break. We come back. We'll do Rock Hard Bets for this weekend, and then Kelly's Geek Rankings. Once again, you'll listen to Rock Hard Ball, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs, and we'll be back in a minute.
On the College Football Dogs website, you'll find a main page that features some of our biggest and newest stories. Our conference pages for content related to your favorite team's conference. Our team store, where we have products that are available all year long, as well as gear available for a limited time only. Our podcast page, where you can see when one of the 12 plus College Football Dogs podcasts is streaming live on social media. Our subscription page, where you can join our Discord. If you're interested in becoming a contributor at College Football Dogs, email us at info@collegefootballdogs.com. If you enjoy any College Football Dogs content, we really do appreciate any donations you can make by visiting the donate page on our website or scanning the QR code here.
College Football Dogs, for the fans.
Alrighty, welcome back to Rock Hard Ball, again, part of the Dogs Media Network at College Football Dogs. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Another quick reminder, follow the socials if you haven't already, at Rock Hard Ball and at Rock Hard Ball Pod on all social media platforms. Really appreciate it. Keep up with what we got going on. Again, kind of heard in the commercial there, but we are part of College Football Dogs, so make sure you check out collegefootballdogs.com. Lots of great content there as well. So go give some of that stuff a read. We got Terry in here with the first comments tonight. What's up, guys? How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, Terry. Haven't seen you in a while either. We had a bit of a break over kind of the holidays and stuff like that, and then getting back and getting kind of back in the swing of things with school. So I had a pretty long break with the show. Then we also just weren't streaming to Facebook for a while. Was kind of confused on where we could stream, where we couldn't as far as channels go. But I believe we're good to go here as far as streaming directly to the CFB Dogs page on Facebook here going forward. So that should be good. So you should be able to find us here every Monday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Central. So let's go to Rock Hard Bets. So here we go. We were kind of all over the place here right now. I know at one time we were going to maybe try and keep it closely to like college basketball and NBA, but their NBA is an All-Star weekend, so that's tough right now. There's not really any games to bet on other than like the ones tonight, and I believe we're off until Sunday, right? Or whenever the All-Star activities start, probably Friday. But so we got that going on, and then college basketball. I don't know how well we'll be able to do that going forward because college basketball apparently like they have. I don't know if this is a constant thing because I usually don't bet college basketball till like the day of if I do, but there's just no lines for like the future, so I don't really know what we're supposed to do. So we can still pick teams, obviously, and just assume that like on ones where it's going to be probably a pretty close line, maybe just go money line, which is what I did with one of mine. But yeah, this is the pick. So I had San Francisco plus 14.5. They're actually playing tonight against Gonzaga. I'm not even sure if I don't know if the game started for sure, not yet. No, that game starts at 10. So yeah, still got it in before, but I did have it written down like an hour ago, anyways. So don't come after me. But San Francisco to cover. Clyde kind of sparked that one in my brain a little bit. He's very high on San Francisco, I guess. I don't think they're going to beat Gonzaga, but I do think they can keep it within 15. UCLA money line. I'm going to be completely honest. I already forgot who they're playing.
Not the start.
Yeah, not a great look there. Oh, yeah, Indiana. They're on the road at Indiana. Oh, this one actually does have a spread. I didn't even see that. Okay. UCLA is minus 1.5. I'd probably still take that. I just put money line because I didn't think there was a line, but they are minus 1.5. So we'll go with that. At Team Chuck money line. As you can tell, again, tough week to kind of find bets. So that's the All-Star game. Obviously, they're doing like a little round robin type thing, I think, for that. But that's for when they play Team Kenny in the first game. No idea if that's actually going to be like a thing that you can bet on. It probably is. We're in America. But his team, if you look at the rosters alone, I feel like is considerably better. So sometimes that doesn't matter in the All-Star game, but we'll go with it. Canada minus 1.5. Once again, don't remember which game exactly this is that I'm betting. I think it's against Finland. I think it's
betting against America.
No, yeah, it's Finland. It's Finland. So yeah, minus 1.5 against Finland. I couldn't pick money line here because they're like minus 400. So we're gonna go minus 1.5. I got Justin Thomas to finish top 10 at the Genesis. He is currently like tied 20th, I think. But I'm just always gonna keep believing that Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth will originally at some point return to their forms. Spieth is too late to save this week, but Justin Thomas. He's like 4 over right now. Thomas is 1 over, and he's top 20. So Spieth is a ways out. And then Auburn money line. Weez also picked that. He picked it first. I'll give him the credit. But again, with the amount of games that there were to like actually pick, I didn't really know what else to go with. So I do think Auburn's going to win that game, though. So I'll copy him on that one. But good.
I'll start at the bottom and work my way up then. Auburn, Alabama. We said it. I think Auburn's too physical. I like Auburn. I don't know. I don't know where that game's being played. I think it's at Alabama because I'm pretty sure the line was incredibly close.
Mm-hmm. I believe you're right.
Let's check that real quick.
Yeah, I'm double checking. Yeah, it's at Alabama.
Okay. Still like Auburn here. Moving up, I took Sweden minus 1.5 against Finland. Playing America right now. I just don't think Finland wins a game in this tournament. And my top game, but generally in hockey, I'm a believer in always picking the 1.5, just because 40% of the time you're going to get a free goal with an empty netter.
All right, so as you can tell, I was also smart as far as hockey goes.
I'll pick Rory to finish top 5. I don't really care for it. Like I don't really care for Rory, but the odds on that are like minus 190, I think. So it's like I'm just going to pick them. Chelsea money line. Don't know who they're playing, but one of my New Year's resolutions was get more into soccer. Maybe
weird New Year's resolution.
I think we'll be on the road. I think it's no, we won't. It's at 2:00 tomorrow.
Take that to Europe, dork.
I might watch. I'll take Chelsea. They're like soccer's always weird because of with ties too. Like even the way their team will always be plus money.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like plus 200. Taking Scotty to win the Genesis. It's Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah,
he's the favorite. He is only plus like 210. But I'll take him, and then I'll take America to beat Canada because I'm a Patriot. So, also the line shocked me. I thought USA would be plus money in that game.
Yeah, how are they?
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit.
Favored.
Because Sweden brought Canada to overtime last night, which nobody really saw coming. And then also, I think that game will be in America, which should help. I don't. That's kind of it, though.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our bets. Again, season 2 is starting tonight. This is episode 1 of season 2. And with that, obviously one of the big changes. Okay. Obviously one of the big changes with that is the fact that we reset the bets. So the bet score is 0-0 right now. So after this one on Monday, we'll get you the update and we'll go from there. So that being said, let's go to Kelly's Kinky Rankings. In a world of politics, war, bad beats, and watching your favorite sports teams come up short, sometimes you just need to hear a guy rank random shit. Enter your hero, Colin Kelly, here today for another edition of Kelly's Kinky Rankings.
All right, yeah, this one's kind of bad. We're doing football felons, so I'll try to make it as PG as can be, but some of these guys are kind of, clinical, so I'll take it as it is. I'm gonna start me off with good old Henry Ruggs. He was just number 5.
I maybe should not have cleared this one.
Yeah, probably not.
That one will be on me.
Yeah.
This is like how good of players they were, right?
Or like the level of their crime.
I'm trying to steer them in the right direction here.
It could be that, and or just like it's like more of a test of character, and also could be an athletic comparison.
Okay.
I'm not giving them any spotlight, more of the fact that I'm frowning upon the things they've done, and I'm telling others not to do what they do. So it's more of an informative thing. So
Okay.
I'm going to take it as like, be Henry Ruggs, because do not.
Yes, bad idea.
Everyone looks down upon that man. So, yeah, Henry Ruggs, he had potential to be phenomenal. He was on my fantasy team that year, and that's not anymore. He's in prison. So,
all right, number 4.
This one, Phil Adams. Yeah, he had a huge CTE issue. He's actually technically probably the worst one ever.
Okay.
Do you guys know about him?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, a few years ago, went on this like crazy like killing spree in South Carolina.
Oh, really?
Which like I feel like everyone swept it under the rug. Like,
Yeah, I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, he killed 5 people in South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did I not know about that?
Exactly. It's one of those things. This is like the only time I won't say anything else. I'll just say informing, but they got swept under the rug. Guess what?
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the state of Georgia is a bit of a joke when it comes to letting people free.
Well, the Georgia University
yeah.
football team is also
Yeah.
ridiculous with the criminals. It's not good.
It's really
USA, USA.
Like Chuck brothers have 4 goals tonight. How you say that?
He ran over. He blew up a car with 2 people, and he got the same punishment as someone who gets a nick.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, not good. Yeah.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, Chandler Jones soon.
So we're just projecting. We're
projected ranking.
Okay.
He's gonna do some crazy.
All right.
Wake up!
Wakey at 9:41 p.m.
Yeah, Chandler Jones. He's gonna do something crazy. Because I've been seeing his Twitter stuff. This guy, he gets raided by the FBI. Like he's clearly onto something. Like really evil.
Yeah, perchance.
Like he's gonna like blow up like the Eiffel Tower or something. He's
well, hopefully not do that.
No, not like exactly that. Just something stupid.
Uh-oh. Casa, what's up with the sound? Hope you sound it. Kelly, is your mic connected? Hope so.
Could it be and/or the alarm that went off on that phone?
Or he was talking about Maze's alarm, yeah. I don't know. Cass, is there an audio issue that we've had the whole time I didn't know? Or were you talking about the alarm that just went off? Anyways, okay. Next.
Chandler Jones soon, I'm gonna predict it.
Okay, next one.
Number 1 is Hernandez easily.
You can only hear Carter.
He can only hear me. That's an issue. So you're still muted? I don't know what's going on then. That's odd. Okay.
Maybe it's good that he didn't hear what I had to say.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Okay.
Just
Well,
doing the live and then
yeah. Okay.
roll
Well,
away.
Kelly,
Let's do
this
another
was
season
Kelly's
two.
this was Kelly's rankings, I guess. Hopefully we had audio for most of the show. I don't know what happened to your guys' mics. I don't know why they stopped working. But that does pretty much do it though for the show. Was some pretty good ball talk, so hopefully most of it went through. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But thank you guys all for tuning in. Check out the socials. Again, give them a follow so you can stay up to date with the show. That'll do it for tonight's episode. We will be back on Monday. We'll be reviewing our bets that we just gave you. We'll do probably more college basketball talk going forward as we get closer and closer to March. Selection Sunday is what, 2.5 weeks away, something like that, right? Sound right? Maybe 3. But yeah, we're getting there. No, yeah, because there's conference tournaments, so it's probably a good month still until Selection Sunday. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today. So hopefully you guys all join us on Monday. We'll see you later.